Hi everyone, and welcome to SIF Young Artist, where we nurture the artist in you. Today we're learning an incredibly famous song from the movie Fast and the Furious 7, See You Again by Charlie Puth, featuring Wiz Khalifa. This song is placed at a level 1, but it's a little harder than the other level 1 songs that we have done. So if this is your first time trying a beginner level song, I'd suggest looking at some of the other ones first. If you do have trouble with some of the concepts or ideas in this video, click on this link to give you a quick refresher to help you on your way. What are we waiting for? Let's get right into it. In this lesson, we're going to be learning the introduction, the piano lick, and also the vocal melody and the chords that you play during the chorus part. If you want to learn the rap bit, it's actually quite easy. You keep the same chord progression, but obviously you can't play rap on a piano or a keyboard. You've got to sing that part. So keep the same chord progression that I teach you going, and you'll be able to rap over it, and it'll sound good. Let's start with the right hand part of the introduction of that lick at the beginning. So you start with your right thumb on F, this F, which is an octave away from middle C. Your thumb here, keep your ring finger on C, because your pinky needs to reach D, and then we play these 4 notes first: F, C, B flat, F, with your thumb, ring, middle, thumb. So that part's relatively easy. We can do that again. And then we go into the next bit, which is almost double the speed, where you're playing this trill. It's not really a trill, it's a sort of lick where you get. So these notes are a lot quicker, they're at double the speed. So you're going to play this at 1 speed, and then play this at double the speed. So you get that sort of feeling that you get in the song. So you get F, C, B flat, F, and then you start on B flat and play the notes next to each other. B flat, C, D, C, B flat, C. And this is going to take some time to practice and get right, because you're using the 2 weak fingers here, your ring and your pinky. So you get. So practice that many times before you get it, and don't be disheartened if you don't get it in the beginning. So let's do that once more. So we'll divide this into these 2 sections. You have your first bit and your second bit. And the whole introduction is basically these first 2 bits alternating. So first bit, second bit, first bit, second bit, first bit, second bit. And then you end on the first bit. Right, so how that sounds without me interrupting every time. So you play each pair 3 times, and then the 4th time you only play the first part. So let's see what the left hand is doing while you're playing this on your right hand. Your left hand is placed a little awkwardly with your pinky on E flat and your thumb on B flat here. Okay, so you're going to have to stretch a little bit to reach these notes because they're higher up. So when you start, you're going to start with your middle finger on G. You play that as you play your right hand thumb on F. Right? And when you play the F again, you play your thumb on B flat. Let's do that once more. That's it. And when you play the next bit, you don't play anything on your left hand, which makes life a little easier. So you get. And then you play on your pinky E flat, and then B flat again with the F. So you're actually playing left hand notes only when your right hand plays F. So first you get G, B flat, E flat, B flat. Repeat. So let's do that once more. And that's where you end the opening piano lick. And from there, he starts singing. The vocal melody is where things start happening. So you're going to shift your hands to this position now, more to the center of the keyboard, where your left hand is going to be playing chords and your right hand is going to be playing the vocal melody. Let's get into now the vocal melody and the chords that the left hand plays while he's singing. So we'll start with the left hand chords, because there's 4 basic chords and you're going to play them on repeat. This creates a chord progression. So we'll start with our left hand here near middle C, with your pinky on G, your middle finger on B flat, and your thumb on D. So play these three together at the same time to get what we call a G minor chord. So make sure you're comfortable with this chord, because you'll have to play it many times. So you start with the G minor chord, and then you transition. When you transition to change chords, you're not doing too much actually. You're stretching your pinky to play F, while these two stay on the same notes that they already played. So you get F, B flat, and D, and all of those notes are together. So your first two chords are G minor, and then this one, which is a B flat major. So 1, 2. Following this, you change positions again. You've got to shift your entire hand down here with your pinky on E flat, your thumb on B flat, and your middle finger on G. Okay, so let's do that again. G minor, the B flat major, then you shift positions to play these three notes, which is E flat, G, and B flat, which makes an E flat major chord. And then you get the last chord, which is another B flat major chord, but in a new way, with D, F, and B flat. So all these three notes together at the end. So this is your first chord, your second chord, your third chord, and then your fourth chord, D, F, and B flat. And this just goes on repeat. It's a cycle, it's a progression. So 1, and if you're really comfortable playing this chord progression, you can even add it to the introduction lick that we did. So instead of playing individual notes like we did in the beginning, you can play those chords instead. It'll be a bit of a challenge, but if you're up to it, you can try that. Now let's get into what the right hand is doing for that vocal melody when he starts singing It's Been a Long Day. Right, so let's start with that bit, which is B flat, D, F, G, and F. Right, so do that once more. B flat, D, F, G, F. Then you go into Without You, My Friend, right, which is B flat, C twice, B flat again, and D. So let's do that whole section. Right, and while you're playing this, what is your left hand going to be doing? Playing those chords. So you're not going to start at the same time. With the G of your right hand is when you play the left hand chord, the first one. And then with the F, you play the B flat chord. Okay? And for this bit is when you get the next two chords. So with the C is when you play the E flat chord. And then with the D, you play the last chord, the B flat chord. So that sounds like this. That's it. And you get to the next line, which is a long bit. So let's break that down again. You start on D, D, F, G, A, G, F. So it sort of goes up and comes back down. And I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so when you play this D again, which is where your thumb is, you're going to turn over because you need to access these notes as well. So I'll say these notes as I play them. D, F, G, A, G, F, D, C, C, B flat, C, C, D, B flat. So make sure you practice that a lot of times because you'll have to remember it. And your left hand is also going to be playing chords as you do this. Okay, so that same chord progression sort of stays through. So let's play the whole first bit. Okay, practice this a lot of times because it'll take a while to get used to it. But that's your first line. The second line is really, really similar because it starts the same way. right? It's just a little bit faster in the beginning, and then it's all the same stuff. Then the ending changes a bit, and so here you're going to turn your hand, right? So you get this turn over here when you start on D. Put your thumb on G as you turn, your middle finger on B flat, your ring on C, and it keeps going. So let me say those notes out as I play them. And then for this bit, D, F, G, B flat, C, D, C, B flat, G, B flat, C, C, B flat, B flat. Okay, so that's a bit complex. You've got to try that a lot of times with your right hand before you'll get used to it. And then we add the chords in and see where they land, right? So when we get, right, with the G, with the D, with the C, with the last D flat. Okay, so let's do the whole bit from the start now. So with the G, with the F, with the C, with the D, with the G, with the F, with the C, with the B flat, the G, with the F, with the C, with the D again, with the G, with the D, with the C, and the B flat. Okay, so let's do that whole thing without me mentioning when, and we play the whole thing through. And then to finish this off, you play that last bit again. So that same thing happens once. So the progression changes a little bit. You get G, B flat. With the C, you get the E flat chord and the B flat chord. And that's your chorus bit. So what we've learned now is the introduction lick on the piano and also the chorus, the vocal melody with the chords in the left hand. Now, if you don't know the names of these chords or what they mean, that's perfectly fine. You just need to know what 3 notes to play at the same time. In the later levels, we'll get into understanding what these chords are. And in those song tutorials, I won't even tell you which notes to play. I'll just say, play this chord, play that chord, right? So you'll get there eventually. Don't stress about it right now. Now let's try and listen to how the whole song sounds from start to finish. And then you go into the rap bit. Practice this a lot because it'll take a lot of work to get to this level of playing. Like I said, the song is a little bit hard if you're a beginner, if you're trying at level 1. Now if this lesson helped you, make sure you like the video, share it with your friends who you think will enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell to catch our latest content early. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next one at SIF Young Artist, where we nurture the artist in you.